subcommittee will come to order, and we are going to be having members joining us at different points in this morning's hearing, but I want to welcome our witnesses, former Prime Minister of Australia, the Honorable Scott Morrison, and former U.S. Ambassador to Japan, the Honorable Rahm Emanuel. It's great to have you both with us, and Ambassador Emanuel, I want to thank you for your hospitality when we came and visited Japan, and you served in that role as ambassador, and we appreciate all you did to help the committee understand the issues relative to Japan. It's also very rare for a former head of government to appear before Congress, not as a ceremonial guest, but as a witness. And Mr. Morrison, your presence underscores both the seriousness of this issue and the strength of the U.S.-Australia alliance. We're here today to address one of the most urgent threats democracies face in the 21st century: the People's Republic of China, economic coercion of other countries. China uses market access as leverage, employing tariffs, regulatory blockades, and diplomatic intimidation to target democratic nations that speak up for human rights or national sovereignty. These are not isolated acts. They are part of a coherent strategy. And for too long, we treated China's rise as an economic opportunity detached from the party's geopolitical ambitions. But today it's clear, as trade between the CCP and the free world has grown, so has its appetite for economic leverage and control. And Mr. Morrison's government called for an independent inquiry into COVID origins. Beijing didn't argue. It retaliated with tariffs on wine and barley, with bans on lobster and coal, with a list of 14 political demands that made clear what the CCP wanted: submission. Lithuania opened a Taiwan office. China launched an embargo. South Korea deployed a U.S. missile defense system. Beijing shut down factories and blocked exports. Norway awarded a dissident the Nobel Peace Prize. China responded with salmon bans and frozen diplomacy. These weren't policy disputes, they were sovereignty violations. In each case, the message from Beijing was clear: we will control your behavior through your economy. Xi Jinping has said himself, China must tighten international production chains' dependence on China to form a powerful countermeasure and deterrent capability. That's not economic development, that's a blueprint for coercion. But democracies have a choice. We can allow fear of retaliation to define our foreign policy, or we can build the tools and coalitions to fight back. That begins with moral clarity. Our values, free speech, rule of law, and national sovereignty, are not bargaining chips. They are non-negotiable. It also requires a whole-of-society response. We must leverage statecraft, such as trade tools, export controls, and investment guarantees to support allies under pressure. We need to re-industrialize our own defense manufacturing base, reshore or friendshore production of critical inputs, and build international coalitions that reduce dependency, because the next round of coercion won't wait until we're ready. It will come when we're weakest. We also need to remember that China's coercion is not just about trade. It reaches into our own societies and attacks our core values, targeting diaspora communities, leveraging propaganda, and exploiting our open systems to create doubt, sow division, and instill fear. That's not a problem for law enforcement alone. It's a challenge to democratic cohesion. And finally, we must double down on the efforts that Beijing fears the most, including AUKUS, the Quad, and deeper Indo-Pacific coordination with our friends. The CCP wants to isolate the United States from our allies. Our answer must be unity and collective economic resilience to Beijing's bullying. Economic coercion is not a phase of Chinese foreign policy. It's the logical and inevitable conclusion of the Chinese Communist Party's worldview. And ominously, it is a warning of what is to come if we fail to meet the CCP's challenge. It's time for the free world to stand together. Thank you. And with that, I'd like to recognize our ranking member, Raja Krishnamurthy, for his opening statement.